Do you want to discover right now how powerful your consciousness is? Your consciousness contains so much neurological power that it can absolutely dismantle any trigger that continues to run your life. And we're just going to go right into it. You do not need to understand this. You do not need to think about it. You just need to go for it. Let's go for it. And we're going to start with a simple sentence. This sentence is a declaration. It's not positive thinking. It's not an affirmation. When you say this and you observe yourself saying it, you can totally dismantle all of your triggers. And we're going to do a series of them right now. And you can go ahead and leave a comment. And if this video made a difference for you, please like and share. We're going to blow this channel up. People need to know this. Here we go. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm not good enough in my life forever. That might be scary for you to say. Notice if there's any anxiety or confusion that comes up. Notice if you start having thoughts of your problems. Notice if your ego is trying to tell you that no, but it wants you to not do this. If you have any fear or anxiety or any kind of entitlement to avoid doing this, do it anyway. Wonder why would you be so afraid of a simple sentence? The reason is because you don't even know who you are without that. That's been your comfort zone, and it's time to let it go. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm not good enough in my life forever. No matter what it is that's happened to you, say it. I give up the right to have the complaint that something is wrong with me in my life forever. That can be a huge one for many people. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm confused in my life forever. Now, you may notice trying to say confused, you might get confused. You might have trouble retaining that sentence. You see, the distraction of trying to get it right is more of the same trying to be good enough. You see, you need to understand that when these triggers activate, you actually become them. You become the not good enough. You become the confused. You actually embody it. And you think that it has something to do with you. You actually think you are confused rather than you're being confused. Being confused means that it is a way of being that takes you over, as if it's a personality trait or something. But you can let it go. Let's try the confusion again. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm confused in my life forever. Coming with confusion is a sense of not knowing, like a disconnected state of, I don't know. A lot of people are automatic with the I don't knows when they're confronted. I don't know. And you get stuck in a loop of I don't know. I give up the right to have the complaint that I do not know in my life forever. Wow. Let's move on. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm unworthy in my life forever. That can be a huge one. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm a failure in my life forever. Now you need to understand you don't always feel these things because you avoid them. You see, these triggers are always part of the architecture of your navigation system. And so consider that your fear of failure and your fear of rejection has you avoiding the very things that would cause the success. And imagine what would happen if you could let them go. Oh my God, here we go. Let's take care of that rejection fear, shall we? I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm rejected in my life forever. Let's go with unwanted. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm unwanted in my life forever. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm unloved in my life forever. You see, some of you have triggers about being loved, being unwanted. Wow. I give up the right to have the complaint that I don't belong in my life forever. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm alone in my life forever. Now, this feeling of alone is also similar to abandonment, where you just feel like nobody has your back. You feel like nobody will help you. And then that energy is burdensome. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm abandoned in my life forever. Now, your mind is going to tell you that none of this is possible, none of it's true. It's going to try to pull up your past. It's going to try to trigger you and convince you that you can't do it. You see, consider that that is what's driving you in life. The avoidance of abandonment, the avoidance of failure, the avoidance of the feelings associated with being not enough. But when these triggers activate, they get stuck. They cause you to go into confusion and rumination. And that is it. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm weak in my life forever. Let's do 2 more. These are big ones. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm stuck in my life forever. Stuck is this experience that goes with confusion where you can't figure your way out of something. You don't have an answer. You don't have a navigation path. It's like you're stuck trying to figure out what you should do, but you can't. And because it just keeps cycling the same feeling of stuckness. And so you got to break these up. Along with stuck sometimes comes paralyzed. Now, paralyzed can even cause you to freeze. The paralyzed reaction is like dissociating. When someone gets really angry and it's like, yes, we can let that go. And it provides clarity and it removes the reaction to somebody who would otherwise guilt trip you. And we'll do guilt and shame too. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm paralyzed in my life forever. Go ahead, let it go. You see, you're separating yourself from it by saying, I give up the right. It's forfeiting. You are forfeiting your entitlement to these ways of being. And you didn't know you could do that. Because when you're looking at life through the lens of these, you become the embodiment of it, trying to fix itself. And so trying to fix yourself is what you're doing. This gives you that anxiety, the fear of rejection, the need to get a phone number to confirm that you're not rejected, to feel safe. But then you get stuck in the same cycle within the relationships. And then you're never really attentive to the truth of the other people because you're so fixated on yourself. So this gets you out of yourself, out of your head. It gets rid of the confusion and the need to try to fix and change yourself. And so letting go of brokenness, letting go of the notion that there's something wrong, negates the need to analyze. And so you don't need to analyze because you could just observe reality. So play with those. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm guilty in my life forever. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm ashamed in my life forever. Let it go. See what happens. Let's do the last one here. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm embarrassed in my life forever. Imagine that. Letting go of the embarrassment. Let's do a couple more. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm powerless in my life forever. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm hopeless in my life forever. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm helpless in my life forever. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm angry in my life forever. I give up the right to have the complaint that I'm sad in my life forever. Now you see how easy that is for me? It's because those things have been addressed. Now does that mean I can't get triggered? No. But what it means is that consciously I understand that those are not real. That they're illusory, because when they get triggered, it makes everything look as if it's true. And it looks like it comes from the outside world. You see, when those triggers activate, it changes the perception of your environment. And then you respond to the environment as if the environment told you that you're not enough, or that you're a failure, that you're a reject. You fail to see that you project. All of those are projections that you project onto life and continue to try to fix. You're trying to fix life and fix yourself within life. But you see, when that goes away, then you'll see that it was not even real. That it was real, that you felt it, but it was not objectively true about you. That there is really nothing wrong other than the experience itself. That when you're in the experience of something's wrong with me, you continue to perpetuate it by looking for it. because something is very indiscreet, or nondescript. And so it's like, what is that something? What is the something?